Okay, I have been trying to resolve my wand motor issue, and big shout out to my electrical engineering buddy Jason, who suggested that I swap the two motors, one from the stage assembly, one from the wand assembly, and see what happens. Well, I haven't actually done that yet, but I did pull them both out, and I noticed a few things. One, the circuit board is mounted in an odd position on this one. This is what I'm going to call the faulty one, the wand one. And this is more factory mounting of the circuit board. And I believe it is in that position so that possibly they could access. This is where you remove the crank from. You have to squeeze the tabs to remove the crank. Now, why would you want to remove the crank? So that you could open up the motor and mess around inside. See these nuts and washers? That means somebody was in there messing around. This is the untouched one. No washers and nuts and screws. This has never been tampered with. And the dead giveaway should have been this bad soldering right here. This board was off at one point, and you can even see the eyelets to the motor. Well, you can't see that here. It's nice big globs of solder covering all that up. So, I did also learn that you can adjust these cranks, and they have to go in a certain position. You can see that in the manual, that this flat spot has to be just about at, well, it says 135-degree angle. This flat spot has to be just turned a little bit more so that the crank is, when you install it, I'll just partially install it, that the crank would be straight up and down. So if I move that crank up and down just a little bit more, that flat angle would be just closing that switch. That's in the manual, shows you exactly how to position that. But if they had taken it apart, this motor, and put this back in the incorrect position, then hey, that might have solved my problem. But there's more. Okay, so here's my shit, don't cross the wires, don't cross the streams. Okay, which one's which again? White is power. So they're the exact same motor, exact same part number. Well, I'm going to install this crank so you can see the difference. One memento. It's going to put it in whatever position, I don't care. Looks like that's actually the right position. Okay. So check this out. Check out the action of the crank and motor. Moves counterclockwise. Kind of loud. Kind of fast. And here is the untouched motor. Moves clockwise, quieter and slower. Not getting great contact, just pushing on that. So I think they buggered with the gears inside, and I don't think I can use this. If they're the exact same part number, why are they behaving so differently? So I think, with the help of my buddy and everybody else that's chimed in, that I can probably safely say this motor is effed. So I may stick this in the wand assembly and see if I can get wand action for the first time. I will keep you all posted, but that's very good progress. Okay, I've been working on trying to resolve this wand issue for endless hours, and I took the motor out of the stage and I stuck it in the wand assembly, and I think it's gonna work. So let's see if this, for the very first time, I get to see the wand behave the way it is supposed to. Gotta record it just in case it works. I have high hopes, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was failure. Here goes nothing. I don't even know how it's supposed to behave because it never has. Well, I know in theory. Okay, so it's not moving to its home position. That scares me a little bit. Maybe it's going to take... Oh, you know what? I have the coin door removed because I'm getting some powder coating done, and the interlock, 50 volts, needs to be pulled out. So here goes nothing again. Okay, it didn't go to home position. Maybe gotta wait till you hit the start button. Oh, please work. Here goes nothing. Third time's a charm. Stage malfunction. I know that. I have the motor removed. But why is the wand not working? Let's hit some drop targets. It didn't move. Why didn't you move? Alright. Sad me turning off camera now. Okay, well I just threw the wand in wand test, and this is very, very promising. It is behaving nicely in wand test. Look at this. Goes to the exact position it's supposed to, and then goes to the exact position on the right as well. That is lined up there nicely. So for some reason in wand test, it is working perfectly. That is making me excited for potential. Now, gotta figure out why it is not working in gameplay. Okay, for some reason, after running the wand test, when I turned the machine on, the wand started on the left, and it moved over to the right, then moved back to the left and found home. It didn't do that the first time. So now it seems to have found home after running the test. So, is it going to work? That's the question. I do have the stage disassembled and disconnected, so that shouldn't interfere with anything, though. Okay. Please work. Here we go again. That's okay. I don't mind that.
Welcome, child, to my magic dimension.
Alright. Because the wand is here, I imagine this is actually going to work because the wand is in the correct place. It's just a matter of if it's going to move over here, so I guess I might not be able to test that after all if the stage isn't working. I haven't really figured out the rules exactly on how and when the wand moves back and forth. So that's good. I mean, anytime the wand was on the left, that has worked, but I rarely leave it in the left, just running tests and everything. It ends up who knows where. So I guess the question is, how do I get the wand to move over to the other side? Okay. This is not actually really telling me anything. I gotta figure out how to get that wand to move over to the right. I'll be back. Okay, in order to get the wand to move to the right, I need to have the stage optos working, and they are not working because this was disconnected. So I connected the motor. I'm going to leave it out of the assembly because I don't think it's working properly, and I don't want to mess anything up. I even removed the crank just so nothing spins around. So I'm going to leave that plugged in so that I believe that will make the optos work for the stage. Oh jeez, yep, that's precarious. Okay, that may not work. Okay, let's try that again. I was essentially too lazy to just screw this motor back into the assembly, so I just zip tied it there for now. I don't recommend doing that, but I don't think anything's going to touch anything. Fingers crossed. So now I can close the playfield without the motor dragging across the wire harness. Okay. Throw in some balls. Turn on the machine. Now it shouldn't say stage error. Perfect. Okay. Now that that's connected, I should be able to activate the wand going to the right. I think you just got to shoot in the stage a bunch of times. I don't even know because half this has never worked.
Welcome, child, to my magic dimension.
Alright, so let's try the stage, see what happens. Why did my optos stop working? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure out what the heck that is then. Alright, I might have figured this out. The reason why the stage solenoid wasn't firing, it was not because the opto wasn't working or the solenoid wasn't working. It's because the disappearing ball, the whole motor needs to be on a certain position for it to be correct. So in Diagnostics, I put the whole stage mech on stage rather than ball up or ball down or what the other option was. Okay, so I expect this to work now. Look at that. Okay, that's progress. I just had to like finagle things to make that work without the motor attached to the assembly. So that lock should work. That's happiness right there. Now I just got to figure out how to actually get the wand to move over to the right. I think it has something to... Oh, look at this! Oh, that makes me happy. Let's try this. Hit the right flipper button. Let's try that again. Oh, I drained. Okay. I think I would call that resolved. That was a steep hill to climb, and I'm not gonna rest on my laurels just yet, but I think that is what I'm going to probably call resolved. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.